Hello, you are watching News Mongolian MNB World. I'm your host Ulaanbaatar. And for our top stories, Mongolia sees a 15% surge in foreign trade. Bulgan Province welcomes international influencers. Cultivating a friendly living environment, Ulaanbaatar residents sets a green example. For other news, stay with us. Breaking economic barriers, Mongolia reported a substantial 15% surge in its foreign trade as of December 2023. Let's take a look in our first story.
As of December 2023, Mongolia's foreign trade turnover saw a 15% annual increase amounting to nearly $3.2 billion, reaching $24.4 billion. The foreign trade balance showed a surplus with exports exceeding imports by $5.9 billion. Trade through temporary ports accounted for $395.3 million, making up 1.6% of trade turnover. 2% were exports and 0.5% were imports. Exports of goods and raw materials reached nearly $15.2 billion with a growth of 21% compared to the same period of 2022. Almost all export transactions, or 98.8%, were conducted in foreign currencies. Compared to 2022, this was an increase of over $2.5 billion in exports.
In a bid to enhance its appeal as a tourist destination, Mongolia has officially declared 2023 to 2025 the years to visit Mongolia. The government is focusing on boosting winter tourism, showcasing the country's unique beauty during the colder months. Mongolia recently hosted a team of prominent international influencers from the Nas Daily YouTube channel, featuring members from South Korea, Hong Kong, and Japan.
The Nas Daily team explored the enchanting landscapes of Bulgan Province, providing their followers with a first-hand look at the nomadic lifestyle by visiting a local herder in Hangalsom. Mongolia has decided to spotlight winter tourism to diversify its offerings and attract visitors year-round. Picturesque snow-covered landscapes, traditional nomadic culture, and warm hospitality make Mongolia an ideal destination for winter travel enthusiasts. Tourism authorities are collaborating with communities to develop sustainable and immersive travel experiences. The Nas Daily team's visit to Bulgan Province showcased the authentic lifestyle of local herders, shedding light on the rich cultural heritage that Mongolia has to offer.
Hello, I'm Vicky. I'm from Hong Kong, and I'm born and raised in Hong Kong, and this is my first time in Mongolia. So I'm very happy to be here, experiencing the wild, and nice to meet you too. Before I came here, everyone said it's gonna be extreme weather, it's gonna be very cold, and there's nothing to see in winter. But when I got here, I'm very surprised. Everywhere is very pretty, and it's not as cold as I expected, and the capital is much more developed than I imagined. And yeah, everywhere is very pretty, and I'm very, very happy to be here. And I think winter is actually a very good time to visit Mongolia as well, not only summer. This is the third day, so not exactly sure, but I don't know.
Maybe the nomad family.
Yeah, the nomadic family is definitely worth visiting because we don't have any ger in Hong Kong, so this is really new to us, and I think the family is really friendly and introduce us to new culture. So this is definitely worth visiting to the ger.
Hi, I'm Emmy, and it's my first time to Mongolia, and I'm having so much fun. Like, a lot of people say, why do you go to Mongolia in winter? I'm like, why not? Because it's been amazing. Like, everything is beautiful. It's like a winter wonderland, and I'm from Hong Kong, so normally you have to like travel, I don't know, like over 10 hours to somewhere in Europe for this kind of experience. This is like just 4 hours from Hong Kong, and it's so authentic and so exotic for me, and I love it so far. Yeah, it's not even that cold.
Herder Bulgan used to be a journalist. A few years ago, he made a significant career change and entered the livestock industry despite having only a few years of experience herding. He's very enthusiastic about his new role. This international exposure is expected to generate significant interest among global travelers, positioning Mongolia as a must-visit destination.
In the heart of Ulaanbaatar, Ulaanbaatar has become a model of environmental stewardship. Since 2008, Ulaanbaatar has transformed her 0.7-hectare property by planting a diverse array of 80 trees.
Ulaanbaatар's commitment to fostering a green environment extends beyond tree planting. She also grows perilla, pears, and crab apples, showcasing the potential for sustainable small-scale urban farming. Her dedication to creating a greener living environment goes beyond what she plants. Ulaanbaatar shares her achievements on social media, setting an inspiring example for other Ulaanbaatar residents. She aims to motivate others to embrace green practices and contribute to the healthier, more sustainable community by documenting her journey. I made some canned pears with my pear harvest, and these are pickled sesame leaves, a nice side dish for wrapping meat. Ulaanbaatar's approach to green living is not just about planting trees and farming, it's a holistic strategy for fostering a friendly living environment. Her social media presence serves as a virtual guide, offering tips on urban farming, sustainable living, and how small actions can make a positive impact. The initiative taken by people like Ulaanbaatar contributes to the broader goal of building an eco-friendly city. With its large population, Ulaanbaatar can benefit significantly from green initiatives that promote a healthier lifestyle and a more sustainable future. I've been active on social media since 2014 or 2015. Many people follow me, learn from my experiences, and ask questions.
She sets a good example for other residents, showing what opportunities are created if people start using their 0.7-hectare land. It really resonates with the district policy of eco-friendly and smart land use.
As Ulaanbaatar continues to share her experiences, her story becomes a blueprint for others, illustrating how each person can play a role in creating a friendly and environmentally conscious community right in the heart of Ulaanbaatar.
Please take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Central Bank of Mongolia. Now here comes foreign news partnered with international news agencies. France's new foreign minister, Stéphane Séjourné, confirmed that Ukraine will remain a priority for France, as he spoke from Kyiv during his first international visit in his new role. Séjourné stressed that fundamental principles of international law, European values, and French security interests were all at stake in Russia's war against its neighbor.
He reiterated French government pledges of support for Ukraine as long as necessary, but didn't, in a statement alongside his Ukrainian counterpart, announce new weapon deliveries. The ministers took no questions.
Despite the multiplication of crises, Ukraine is and will remain France's priority. This is an important message that we are delivering to you. The defense of the fundamental principles of international law and also the European values and also the security of French people are being played out in Ukraine. I also would like to thank my colleague for not being stopped by another massive Russian strike. I'm grateful to him for his courage, for the fact that he did not turn from the road and arrived in Kyiv. In the context of this overnight strike, I would like to remind you that many components of Western production have already been found in Russian missiles flying over the heads of Ukrainians. And according to a recent report by the Kyiv School of Economics and Yermak Makfal's group, 44% of all electronic components in Russia's weapon are developed by the Western companies.
France has been switching away from its initial post-invasion policy of providing complete weapons systems to Ukraine from its own stocks. It is increasingly pursuing what the government describes as a more sustainable effort to help defense manufacturers, including in Ukraine, ramp up production so they can supply Ukraine's needs for the long term. The minister said that the French Defense Fund to enable Ukraine to buy armaments also got fresh funding in recent weeks, but he didn't say by how much. France also is working to overcome objections from Hungary to supply European Union financial aid to Ukraine, needed to fund essential public services and for reconstruction.
The UK's Foreign Secretary said during a televised interview with British broadcaster Sky on Sunday that he believed attacks by Yemen's Houthi rebels on ships in the Red Sea were unacceptable and that they threatened food shipments to poor countries.
On Thursday, the US and Britain announced a military operation against Houthi targets in Yemen.
What I wanted to be absolutely clear about was that what was happening was unacceptable, that military action should always be the last resort. But since the 19th of November, we have had 26 attacks on ships. Freedom of navigation really matters. It's not just the goods that are coming to this country, the dangers of our economy being dislocated. It's also, grain ships on their way to Ethiopia and Sudan to feed some of the poorest and hungriest people in the world. This really matters. And what was happening was unacceptable.
The Iran-backed Houthis have been attacking ships in the Red Sea, claiming to target Israel-bound vessels in retaliation for Israel's war in Gaza. During the interview, Cameron also called for more aid to enter Gaza and spoke against a recent case at the International Courts of Justice regarding the Israel-Hamas war. South Africa is asking the ICJ to order Israel to halt its attacks, the first such challenge made at the court over the current war. Now 100 days old, the latest Israel-Hamas war is by far the longest, bloodiest, and most destructive conflict between the bitter enemies.
No, I absolutely don't. I think the South African action is wrong. I think it's unhelpful. I think it shouldn't be happening. Now, of course, I'm not a lawyer, but they are talking here about genocide. They're taking this case on the basis of genocide. And, to prove that, you've got to prove that there was intent. Now, I take the view that Israel is acting in self-defense after the appalling attack on the 7th of October. But even if you take a different view to my view, to look at Israel, a democracy, a country with the rule of law, a country with armed forces that are committed to obeying the rule of law, to say that they have, that country, that leadership, that armed forces, that they have the intent to commit genocide, I think that is nonsense. I think that's wrong.
But you can't know that. You can only judge on the basis of what they've done.
Yeah, you can judge. You can judge, though, on the basis of what they have done and how they've acted and why they're acting. And to say there's an intent to commit genocide, I do believe that's wrong. Well, first of all, we should congratulate the Taiwanese for carrying out another set of elections. They've got a vibrant and lively and effective democracy, and also congratulate the winner, the president. And in terms of what happens next, look, we don't want to see any unilateral change in the arrangements across the Taiwan state. We don't believe in the use of force in any way in this situation, and we wish the new president well.
In addition, Cameron also congratulated Taiwanese President-elect Lai Ching-te on recent election success.
All right, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a good day.